President AkufoAddo has appealed to chiefs in the central region who support illegal mining to stop. The president says there's evidence that some chiefs are behind the practice, destroying lots of farmlands and rivers across the country. Our central regional correspondent, Richard Kojo has been following the president and joins me on the line with more. Hello, Richard. Hello, Richard. Does the president outline or give the people any information as to what kind of evidence is available to them, for which reason they think some of them are supporting illegal mining or perhaps are engaged themselves in illegal mining?
Well, we do not support
Richard, if you could speak up a little bit. It's not very clear, your sound.
Is it okay now?
It's better. Please go ahead.
Okay, so the president did not provide any evidence to the effect that some chiefs are behind the Galamsey activities, but he spoke with that kind of conviction that suggested that indeed there are some of the chiefs that are really supporting the Galamsey activities. He says that chiefs are, they are the custodians of the land, and so if anyone will mine in any of their jurisdictions, then it means that they know about it, and it was on that basis that the president was doing that. But interestingly, when they got to Chifu Praso, the Omahine of Chifu traditional area and the Omahine of Etimukwa traditional area, they all placed calls on the president to send some of the military, police, anti-Galamsey operators, the operations, to come to that area because the Galamsey miners are still the Pra River and they are still destroying the river and other lands that are supposed to be used by the farmers. And so that is the effect, about the Galamsey activity. So that is what the president and the chiefs have been saying about the Galamsey activity today.
Well, when he went to the Western region, for example, there were some of the chiefs that, openly made a strong case for mining. Did he receive any such petitions, for mining to continue?
On the contrary, there were nothing like that. The suggestions from the chiefs were that they are even rather calling on the president to really continue waging the war on the Galamsey miners, because according to them, they cannot really do those things to the unborn generation. They need to preserve the rivers and the water bodies and the lands that are there to save the unborn generation, or to make the unborn generation also beneficiaries of the rivers and the water bodies. And so for the chiefs in the central region and that part of the central region, they are really supporting the president. They are even calling that on the Galamsey task force to really come to that place and then flush these people out.
I see. That'll be interesting. What else has the president been saying and where does he head to from there?
Well, he started today from the Central Regional House of Chiefs, where the president of the Central Regional House of Chiefs has been appealing to the president to really do a lot, fulfill his promises to the people in the Central Region. The president of the Central Regional House of Chiefs indicated to the president that there are about 32 chieftaincy dispute cases that are pending before the House, and this is as a result of the constitution of the Judicial Council within the Regional House of Chiefs that has not been done. And so Obimponyam for Kampa, the 11th, has been telling the president that the president should with immediate effect appoint a lawyer or give them a lawyer that will help in the adjudication of the cases that are pending before the Regional House of Chiefs. From there, the president went to Chifu Praso, where there was a grand derby, and he went to thank them. He said that the Central Region has indeed done a lot for the New Patriotic Party because they came with 7 seats, and then after the elections in 2016, they had 19 seats. And Chifu Etimukwa, the constituency that he visited today, is one of the constituencies that did the MPP proud because for 24 years, NPP had not won that seat before, and it was through, the belief and the confidence that people had in him. That is why they won that seat, and they won the entire Central Region. The chiefs appealed to the president. The road networks that are in the Central Region, they are in a deplorable condition. They specifically mentioned the road from Pedi Junction, Kakom National Park, and Chifu Praso Road, the Chifu Praso Dunkanofin Road, and the Chifu Praso Asimposu Road. They are appealing to the president to, as a matter of urgency, if he would want to win the Central Region again, to fix these roads so that the Central Region would see that, yes, there is someone, when he says something, he does them.
I see. Sounds like a lot of work for the president at the moment. But anyway, that's why he was voted into power. Thank you very much, Richard Kojo Nyako, our Central Regional correspondent there with an update for us on where the president is and what's happening there. Still on Galamsey, the Lands Minister, John Peter Meu, is directing Upper East Regional Security Council to ensure that 3 mining pits operated by illegal miners are sealed at Bani. 4 operators of the Shanji Mining Company were reported to have been kidnapped and subjected to severe beatings by illegal miners. Mr. Amau, who has been touring mining communities, says this will help prevent confrontations between the illegal miners and operators of Shanji Mining.
Companies that will shut down its operation as a result of some health concerns and the methodology in terms of their operations. The fact is also that houses that we are seeing here, illegal miners are able to create their own shafts to access the ore bodies of this mining company. And so I think it's proper we take up the matter. What the government keep on saying day in, day out is a methodology that is adapted in the practices of the mining. That is what exactly we, as a government, we are against. And so we also sincerely believe that this company it's operating a large-scale mining company. I mean, a number of concessions have been commingled together. You saw the kind of investment they have made in terms of the installation, the equipment, and so they've qualified as a large-scale mining. And so we, going forward, we really want to regularize. It is not just in our attempt to shut down mines for the purpose of shutting down mines, but we really want to regularize their activity. They have applied for large-scale mining, and I think they duly qualify for that. We worked, to see how we can speed up their application processes. A community like this employing over 600, 700, workers, it's quite significant. It adds up to the growth trajectory that we're talking about. So as soon as possible, I'm in talk with the Minerals Commission. The Inspector of Mine is here. We want to see the revamp of the mine and see how we can bring back those workers, to job. The initial shutdown of this mine was basically because of the death of those 12 individuals who, on their own, in attempt to go and steal or have to go underground, and understand they were killed as a result of the smoke, the fumes that came out. And so if we are, through the regional minister, able to stop those practices and explain to the communities, there's employment opportunity for them. The mine is prepared to expand, and when they expand operations, of course, they will even re-engage some of them to work in the mine. So I'm giving assurance to those that 500, 600 staff that are laid off, that they will be called back, within the shortest possible time. Yeah.